Shalom. Thank you, friends, for allowing me to participate in our 30 days of learning together. One of the most moving prayers of the high holiday season is the Unetaneh Tokef during the Musaf service. We consider the uncertainty of life. We accept that the next year will bring birth and death, poverty and wealth, restlessness and peace, health and illness. According to our tradition, Rosh Hashanah is the day on which God judges us. In the words of the prayer, on New Year's Day the decree is inscribed, and on the Day of Atonement it is sealed. Although there are many legends concerning the origin of this piyut, liturgical poem, we do not know who wrote it. What is certain is that the poet was extremely gifted. The structure of the poem and its language suggests that it was composed in medieval Germany. One striking feature is that the concepts on which it is based come from Jewish apocalyptic literature and is parallel to Christian writings based on similar sources, the most famous of which is found in the Catholic Requiem Mass and offers a vivid description of the Day of Judgment for all humankind. In Unetaneh Tokef, however, the subject is not a final judgment, but the much more immediate yearly Day of Judgment, Rosh Hashanah. The piyut was written during dire times for European Jews, with pogroms, destruction, and forced conversion. The liturgy of the Yamim Noraim is full of similar poetic creations, and we should realize that many are relatively new. These holidays had been celebrated for perhaps 1,500 to 2,000 years before this piyut and others were inserted into the liturgy. Unetaneh Tokef is not biblical nor Talmudic. It's merely a religious expression written by an unknown author. But the metaphor he uses has become a focus of our high holiday experiences. I believe it's because the poem gives voice to the lack of certainty with which we contemplate the future. We look toward the coming year and we have no idea what will happen by the turn of the next year. Death and trouble are baked into life. And the fact that this poem was written during times of great desperation by our people does not take away from the fact that we still may experience the dire consequences it enumerates. If we remove the first and last lines from this piyut, we are left with a list of questions. These are not rhetorical questions, because any and all of those things will happen. Indeed, it will happen to some, if not to ourselves. The concept of a book of life, certainly a metaphor which casts God as judge of us each individually, offers us a period of 10 days in which to turn our lives around before our fate is sealed on Yom Kippur. Is it possible to change one's fate in 10 days? Absolutely. You can change your fate in 10 minutes. It's not time that makes the difference, it's choice that makes the difference. When we make a commitment to goodness, we open a portal to our better selves. It's as if God gives us a grade on Rosh Hashanah and also gives us the chance for a little extra credit to raise that grade. Some people never answer extra credit questions. Others depend on them. The metaphor of the book of life is symbolic of our humility. In front of the master of the universe, we realize in the midst of a world filled with mystery that we do not have ultimate control over our lives, over those we love, and that any sense of control is illusory. We like to think that we can control the future, but as the old saying goes, man plans, God laughs. We are supposed to feel this sense of humility every Rosh Hashanah. There is a king, and we are faithful, if often confused, servants, subject to a master plan we cannot access or understand. Rosh Hashanah ushers in a brief and intense period of contemplation, providing us with an opportunity to think about our failures and our successes in the past year. Every year we get the chance to improve ourselves in the year to come. The Ben Ish Chai, who was chief rabbi of Baghdad and lived from 1832 to 1909, tells a wonderful parable. A man had a ring engraved with the words, "This too shall pass." If he was troubled or pained, he would look at the ring and remember that his suffering would eventually end. Likewise, during times of happiness, he would gaze at the ring and realize that his wealth and good fortune could change for the worse in an instant. This too shall pass. The ring reminded the man that one should never be too complacent nor despondent about life. This is an important message which Unetaneh Tokef incorporates. If we have filled the past year with care for others, we cannot rest on our laurels. If we have committed errors and lapses, we cannot allow them to be barriers to repentance. Unetaneh Tokef is a statement of faith in God, yet it is also a statement of faith in ourselves, faith in our ability to improve our lives with the help of our families and friends in the coming year. May we all be blessed with peace and health, happiness and security, prosperity and freedom in the year to come. Shana Tova.